Hey guys, how we doing? Back with another video from Swagkage. It's been a while. I miss his videos, man. When I started doing these, I was doing so many Swagkage reactions so regularly, and I've gone back through the channel and I've seen the stuff that I've missed that wasn't Naruto related. And this one I think is a little bit intriguing. We've got how powerful is the Death Note. And I don't know how powerful it is, so let's find out. Nailed it with the intro.
Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to today's video. Swagkage here, and as you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be tackling the all-powerful Death Note, iconic notebook capable of killing whoever is unfortunate enough to have their name written on the inside. Well, sort of. It's not quite that powerful. As you can also infer from the title, I'm going to be discussing how powerful the notebook is despite its many limitations, or in other words, how much somebody could accomplish with it. Whether you know it or not, the Death Note has a lot of rules and restrictions, 66 pages of them to be precise, so I might have my hands a bit full here. So, before I dive too deeply into this, let's go ahead and discuss the notebook's main use and main set of rules. A Death Note is a tool used by Shinigami, gods of death, to kill humans for, well, no one knows. Now, okay, granted, that doesn't mean Shinigami kill people for absolutely no reason. They have their reasons for doing it.
It's to stay alive.
To kill humans because doing so adds years onto their lifespan.
There we go. Right.
The more people a Shinigami kills, the longer that Shinigami is allowed to live. Yeah. But why this system is in place is never really explained. Ryuk even tells Light that no one even knows why Shinigami exist.
The Shinigami realm is slowly rotting. We lead meaningless and empty lives. And the only reason we still take human lives
is to stay alive.
We're afraid to die ourselves. The truth of the matter is that we no longer even know why we exist. In fact, I doubt there's any reason for our existence at all.
So there's not much I can do.
So I got really bored, sent it to Earth, and caused all this mayhem.
Now, when talking about the power of the Death Note, the most important thing to take away from what I just said is the fact that the Shinigami use the Death Note to kill humans, as in, like, only humans. As a matter of fact, the first rule written in the Death Note clearly states the human whose name is written in this notebook shall die, which means the notebook does not affect non-humans if the notebook's rules are taken at face value.
Interesting.
Now, this is meant to imply that the Death Note will not work on animals, Shinigami, and, I guess, plants. But, of course, it also means that the Death Note won't have any effect on other non-humans, which includes people like Saiyans, Kryptonians, etc.
Right.
See, the whole humans-only thing is usually a really big point of focus when people are discussing who the Death Note is. Because one question a lot of people
wouldn't work on a homunculus.
Is, could the Death Note kill Goku?
No.
Kill Superman?
The first rule clearly states whose human's name is written in the book.
That means that an owner of the notebook like Light Yagami wouldn't be able to kill Goku, Superman, Mr. Krabs,
so he couldn't do that.
Godzilla, etc. But on
Sorry
the
to
other hand,
interrupt
you'd
you.
have no problem killing characters like the Flash, Saitama the Hulk, Sasuke Uchiha, Walter White, Kratos, etc. But
they're
there wouldn't be much of a video if I took everything the Death Note said at face value, since there is quite a bit of gray area here. So before I proceed, let's explore that gray area. Now, quick disclaimer, so nobody gets triggered in the comments. This is all conjecture. I'm not presenting any of this as fact. So, first of all, it is possible that the Death Note is capable of killing non-humans. Now, Shinigami and animals are out of the question, like I said before. But it isn't too far-fetched to say that the Death Note could affect humanoids. Well, it would be nothing more than speculation. It's at least speculation with a basis, since it's very possible Ryuk only decided to specify humans in the notebook's rules because it would be the easiest way to clarify that gods of death and animals are immune to the notebook's effects. Since Death Note takes place in a universe where there are no Kryptonians, no Saiyans, etc., it's possible that the notebook may affect all humanoids whose names are recorded inside. So, if Superman had been from the Death Note universe and Light were to scribble Kal-El in the notebook while Superman was present on Earth, he might have a shot at successfully killing the guy.
But we don't know.
Well, even if that were true, there are quite a few more restrictions that make it pretty hard for Light to kill someone as powerful as Superman. So first of all, it is made very clear near the start of the series that the Death Note cannot make the impossible happen.
That's an interesting thing with Gauntlet was taken to DC and didn't work.
The Death Note does not have limitless power. They have to specify details of the death within the limits of reality, or else the victim will die of a heart attack. But what about characters who might be immune to a heart attack? Like Kakuzu from Naruto, for example. He has 5 hearts, and 4 of them are able to fly all over the place, like, independent of his body, shooting lightning and fire and stuff. It's not too much of a stretch to say that the Death Note wouldn't affect all 4 of Kakuzu's extra hearts. So, I'm not too sure what had happened there. Then there are characters like NL from One Piece, a guy who can restart his own heart even if it stops. So
Oh, wow.
if he gets a heart attack,
Jesus.
what happens then? And with Superman, is it even possible for him to die of a heart attack? So, again,
Wow.
what happens then?
This is very up in the air, isn't
I guess writing suicide as the cause of death for a lot of these people would fix that issue, but, well, then there's another issue.
Yeah.
But a few others, actually. Now, this is never stated anywhere, but I think it's very fair to assume that just based off of the nature of the Death Note and things like it, the Notebook won't have any effect on anybody or anything more powerful than the force that powers it. And while the scope of the Death Note's power isn't known, somebody ridiculously
must
strong
examine
like
and
the
find
one above
out.
all is probably out of the question. Anyone over the age of 124 is also immune to death.
Oh,
by
of
Death
course,
Note,
yeah.
meaning someone like Kakuzu would survive even if suicide was written as the cause of death. And, on the note of age, the Death Note also specifies that humans under the age of 780 days are immune to its effects as well, meaning that a Death Note user wouldn't be able to kill Stewie Griffin either. Another issue with this whole ordeal is that,
Weird
since we're
example.
talking a lot about other fictional universes here, I have to address the fact that the Death Note universe doesn't have an afterlife. There's no heaven or hell, just Mu, or nothingness. So in the case of someone like Kratos, being killed by the Death Note likely wouldn't be an issue since he could just escape from Hades over and over if that's where he was sent. But it's possible that someone killed by a Death Note might not be sent to their afterlife and will instead be sent to Mu, since the Death Note
If the Death Note
clearly
was
says
what
that
killed it.
all humans are sent to Mu after they die. It also says that humans killed can't be brought back to life, so would Kratos still be able to escape
yeah.
Hades? Would it negate the effects of the Dragon Balls if used in the Dragon Ball universe? Or, speaking of Dragon Ball, if non-humans are immune, what about half-humans? Like Gohan, would the
Trunks.
Death Note work on him? Whatever. Okay, that's enough. I think it's safe to say that it requires far too many assumptions for me to guess
Yeah,
how the Notebook would
there is.
affect most of these people.
It's difficult.
Well, it's fun to play around with the potential of the Death Note. I don't want to present any guesses.
Yeah, they don't
or
even know
facts,
how it works
so I'm
themselves
just
when
gonna
they've been
stick
using it
with
for years,
characters
yeah.
who can be killed by the Notebook for sure. No aliens, no mortal people, none of that. The problem we run into here is that now there's nothing left to talk about because, like it or not, without speculation, there's no way to
There's no
determine
facts
how
or anything
powerful
that you
the
can-
Death Note
yeah.
is. Because everything that can be explained by somebody like me, by a viewer like you, has already been explained in the series or in one of the outside sources related to the series. So there's not much I can say that you don't already know, like the Death Note has limitless killing power as long as it acts within the bounds of reality. It can act within up to 23 days. The actions of the victim can be manipulated. We all know all that already, but what most people want to know is, could the Death Note kill Goku or Superman?
That's
or
what people
whatever,
wanna
like
know.
I mentioned earlier on in the video, and
Probably not.
quite frankly, I don't know the answer to that question. If you want it to be able to kill Goku or Superman, then hey, that's great. I guess it can kill Goku or Superman. And if you don't want it to be able to kill Goku or Superman, then I guess it doesn't have to be able to kill Goku or Superman. With something
Fair
like
enough,
this,
that's cool.
it's all up to the viewer. And maybe that's not the answer you were wanting from this video. Well, I'm sorry. It's the most honest answer I can give. Hopefully you forgive me. And if you do forgive me, then maybe you'll be kind enough to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, maybe follow me on Twitter, see when I upload new videos. And if you do, I will see you next time. Swagkage out. Bye.
I like how they're using the heart attack thing then when after you wrote the name in. Ooh! So they changed it afterwards, eh? This is before all the Naruto videos, isn't it? Did all the Dragon Ball G videos before, and then this, and then the Naruto stuff. Owie. So that was interesting. That was so funny because, like, literally when we were talking about it, my girlfriend's been watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. She's talking about the homunculus. She's like, you just write it over and over and over, and it's like, I wouldn't take effect because they're not human. So that's really funny and interesting. I like that. I like that we were talking about that, and then straight away it's just like, humans are only affected by the Death Note.
Yeah, that kind of throws my theory out.
So it's like, but then that video, you can't really determine how powerful the Death Note really is because it's never really pushed to its limits because it's never like, One weird example he used in some comic books there was the Infinity Gauntlet in the comic books in Marvel has crossed over into the DC universe.
Oh.
But became useless within the DC universe. So if you start crossing things over, it's impossible to tell how these things would actually affect in different universes and stuff. And there's no like magical flying alien beings or things like that in Death Note, is it? It's just human realm people. So I thought that was an interesting video, though. Some valid points. Loads of rules. He was even going over some of the rules that you could try and incorporate into things, but there we go. There are a couple more Swagkage videos that I've found that I want to do. One's a Hunter x Hunter one, which would be nice. I like to go back to Hunter x Hunter for a bit. And what was the other one? There was something else. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. And I'll see you guys. Next time.